Good morning, everyone. Dennis K here with Belize Islands Real Estate. I'd like to give a big shout out to Kevin, who got me today's coffee. So I appreciate that, Kevin. And I'm looking forward to jumping on our Zoom call with you very soon and talking about your goals and real estate needs in Belize. But today's video is regarding your exit strategy and why you should give some thought as to what you might do with the property that you're purchasing now in the future, and how you might hold title. And here's why. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, I had about 5 or 6 different clients on Zoom calls. I'll just tell you briefly about 3 of them and why I'm encouraging them to hold title or structure their ownership like I am. For example, the first guy, he lives in, I think it's Rhode Island, and tired of the cold winters and tired of the very busy, hectic paced life up there. He works from home. He's an IT guy, so he can live anywhere in the world, but he loves the summers up there. So he said, Dennis, I'm looking for a property in Belize where I can come down between, let's say, November and March or April, and I want to be isolated. I want to be away from people. I don't mind boat access only. I don't mind being off grid, but I want some property on the ocean, on the water. So he's looking at either some larger parcels off the coast of Corazon, somewhere be around Sarteneja area, or I told him to really look at the Robles Point area of Ambergris Caye. It's isolated, it's out there, it's wild, and it's absolutely pristine. So for him, when he purchases his property, I think I'm going to encourage him to hold title in an Anguillan IBC, which is an international business company. Why? Because he's a little bit younger. He's going to be building up some wealth here over the years, and I want him to have some asset protection. So for example, if he ever gets sued or anything happens to him in the US, this provides a layer of protection between his personal holdings and the property that he will eventually be owning and enjoying in Belize, which will eventually become worth quite a bit of money. He's looking at buying some larger beachfront parcels, building a house, and that'll become quite a valuable asset. So in order to give him some protection, I recommend he holds an Anguillan IBC. Now, we had another lady come on a Zoom call with me. She was a little bit older. She was actually 62, and her plans are to buy property now somewhere around the Secret Beach area, and then to retire when she turns 70, and she wants to build a big, beautiful house there. So we're going through some options for her right now. And for her, I think I'm going to advise her to take ownership in a Belizean Chapter 250 Corp. Why? Well, because she's going to be living in Belize permanently. She's going to get her QRP probably and be able to bring her golf cart down tax-free and maybe even a little runabout boat. So owning in a Belize Chapter 250 Corp means she'll be owning as a local, and that provides some other benefits when it comes to Belize. So I won't enumerate them all right now, but there are some things that come along with owning property in a Belize Chapter 250 Corp. And I hold several of my properties in that same type of structure. And the third client was, yes, he was just owning or purchasing for a financial investment. So he really doesn't have any plans to live in Belize full time or even use a property in Belize, but his plans are to buy a sailboat and to sail the world. Something that Steph and I have always wanted to do, haven't done it yet. I don't know if it's a dream or a goal, but I would just love to jump on a sailboat and sail the world, circumnavigate. Who knows, right? Who knows? We still got time. So for him, he was saying, Dennis, just find me a property that I could buy and sell with owner carry financing, like I often recommend. And he's going to use the proceeds to help offset his living expenses as he sails around the world. So for him, we're finding a couple of properties right now, and I probably suggest for him just to hold title in his personal name. Again, depending on the property, who the seller is, how long he's going to hold it for, how he wants to take payments. But for him, it might just be a matter of he's buying from another American or Canadian. He's going to be paying cash for the property, then selling it with financing. So for him, just owning property in his own personal name might just suffice. So all that to say is that when we jump on these Zoom calls together, one of the things I want to find out is what your short and long-term goals are and really your reasons for buying. And then as we look for different options for you, again, depending on what you're owning, what you're buying and from whom, then we can recommend a structure that works best for you. And again, there's all sorts of ways to take title. The main ways are Belize Chapter 250 Corps, personal name, Anguillan IBCs, and LLCs that are formed in the US and registered with the Lands Department in Belize. So Don't want to complicate anything, but just want to share that with you today, because you should always give at least some thought to that after you've identified the property that you want to purchase, not before, because sometimes a property comes with an IBC. So for example, a lot of the lots in Grand Belizean Estates, some of the lots in Palmyra Woods, Ambergris Woods, the title is already held in an IBC. So in that sense, it makes sense most of the time just to assume ownership of it. It's already formed, the cost has already been absorbed by the former property owner, and so you just simply take title with that, and it's a pretty good way to go. Same thing with Belizean Chapter 250 Corp. Sometimes a property will already be held in one, and so when you go to take title, just assume that company, and that often works pretty good. So again, if you want to jump on a Zoom call with me, talk about some of these options, hit me up in the link below, buy me coffee. I appreciate that. We'll get on a Zoom call here in the next maybe 48 to 72 hours, talk about your needs in Belize, and hopefully have you into a property here soon. All right, take care, guys. All the best, and have a great day.